Hi everyone, it's Sue here from Scrappy Doo Sue. Going to carry on with the series I'm doing of envelope folios, and it's a series I've named Edith Holden 4 Seasons, and I'm working on the summer folio at the moment. So this is how far we've got. So this is going to be the front cover, and then you open it up here and you've got a double spread here, and then a nice envelope, side envelope tuck here with the poppies, and then the dragonfly here, and I'm going to put something along the top there, and I've got a top pocket here, and I've decorated this envelope. So I've matted that side there. Then we turn it over and we've got this arrangement that you've seen me make. So we've got another pocket here, we've got a triple pocket here, a nice vellum pocket here. This is going to be a nice big side pocket, and I've got a pocket this side and a flip up and a flip down. Haven't put anything on these yet. Got some writing paper here. Underneath here is a side pocket with a writing board, a small one, and this can be used as journaling space here behind, and therefore that will make it easier to write on here. And then we close that all back down, so we've got lots of pockets and things to make. That closes down like that. We turn it over, there's the back, then we open it out, and we've got 2 vellum pockets here and another double page spread. So today I thought we'd work on these vellum pockets here, and we'll make some journal cards to go in those. And I thought to strengthen this side of them here where they're opening, I've got some washi strips here that I bought from Bluebell Hill Crafts on Etsy, and I'll link her shop below. They're really nice. They're very thin sticker like washes strips, and these are kind of summer flowers. So I want to think I'm going to, hopefully you can see that, but I thought I'd put one here and this one over here on this one here to strengthen those. So let's do that now. So let me move this into camera so that you can see. So literally just going to peel those down, and I'll turn this round if we want to hopefully unstick it, and to get that right on the edge there, and line it up with the 2 edges of those side folds like that, and just going to give that a little burnish there. So that's one. I think that would just give that a little bit more thickness there. So let's do the other side. Just going to turn that one round. This is where it gets quite awkward to manipulate these folios when they, you know, are quite big and wide. Hope everyone's doing well. We've got lovely weather here down south in the UK at the moment. Very, very spring-like. It's really lovely. The birds are busy gathering for their nests and been making nests, and lots of visitors to the bird tables. Right, this one's a bit awkward because it's heavier on that side, and I'm just moving my dobbers out of the way so I can prop that up there, because this here is not quite to the edge. Let's see if I can do it this way round. Can I get that off now? I have no nails. My nails are always breaking. They're very weak. Doesn't matter what I try and do to them. ever since I had my underactive thyroid, they've never been really right. I think that's one of the side effects. So that is that. Okay, so we've now got a bit of strength here and here. So I'm just going to turn that round like that. Actually, I'm still not happy with that one. Sorry, I'm just gonna, you know how fussy I can be. Ah, I've got to get it off. I've got to get it off because it's upside down. I just realised after all that. Okay, let's see if I can do it just this way. Easier. Quite resilient these are actually, even though I was burnishing it. Right, that is the final burnish for that. So that strengthened those openings there. Okay, and I want to make some journal cards, so I have to think now how big these pockets actually are, because it's no good measuring the outside. So if I push that in there and say that's about, we could make one at about 10 centimeters wide. Let me just write that down on a bit of old book page. 10 centimeters wide by, and this is the bit. So will it go completely up to there? Will it go completely down to there? So in actual fact, this one then, we could make this 16.5, I think, to be on the safe side. 16.5 centimeters. So in inches, that would be, let's have a look. Well, I will probably go for 6.5, 6.25, possibly, by 4.5 inches. I think that's plenty. Okay, so put that back. Okay, right, so what I thought I'd use is some of the cards that came out of the big cards. These big envelopes I've used had big cards with them, so I'm going to cut one of those up. Here it is. So this is a big card that came in the big envelopes. Look at it. Make a beautiful big, if any card makers can make an absolutely lovely massive big card. You do see them in the card shops. So we want to cut this down to start with. So let's get my pencil and so I want 10 centimeters wide, okay, by 16.5 centimeters tall. So let's do that part first. So we measure 16.5 down here. Well, let's do 17. That allows us for a bit of room then to maneuver. And then we want 10 centimeters wide. So again, I'm just going to go 10.5 just so that I can take bits off. So I might get 2. I just about get 2 out of there. On just that one side. Okay, so I'm just going to get this page trimmer out, and I hope that it's going to play ball, because I want to cut this in half anyway. This card. The shop where I bought these big cards and envelopes is linked below. Very nice card. So you know, even if I'm not a card maker per se, which I'm not, or I've never really attempted to make any, to be honest, and that would make another nice journal card. I think these envelopes with the cards in are good value, because as I say, you can use the actual cards if you're not making them into cards for anything, proper cards, birthday cards or whatever. You can use them for making all your tags and journal cards and bases and things like that. I'm just going to cut that little edge off there, because that's where the card was folded over. Let's take a slither off there. Okay, right. Now the pieces that I found to cover them with are out of the Edith Holden Nature Notes book, the proper Nature Notes. So I want to take this image here to put on it on one, and I thought maybe kind of this image here, so I want to keep the butterflies. So I need to measure them out. Let me see. So I want well, first of all, let's just check those cards fit in those pockets before we go any further, in case we do have to do any extra trimming. Right, so we've got one here, and they will have tabs on, so the only thing is you've got to get them past these bits, these little bits on the edge. So that fits perfectly in there. Right, so I think the image will probably have to be on this side of the card. This will be a journaling spot. So they're both going to fit. Okay. Right. So the final width will be 10¼ centimetres by 17. Okay, so let's have a look. 10¼ centimetres. If I take it from the edge of the dragonfly, it's going to take me about there. Well, I might have to cut a bit of his tail off, because I'd like to keep the whole of that iris there, really, this one. Yeah, so I think we may have to cut that there and just a tiny bit under there. Oh, is that going to look weird? No, I don't think so. It's okay. And then we go from, so we said 17, didn't we? 17 takes us to there. Let's just cut the bottom off. Okay, and we definitely want to cut this down. I'm being generous at the moment, not completely cutting it to the size, because I'm trying to, you know, see where I can conserve the picture the best. So if we now say 17, so we definitely want to cut the June off here, like that, and have a look at that. Right, so off. And so it's going to have to be about there. Rolling pencil, because I'm convinced this desk is not on a flat surface, although I'm sure it is, but so I'm just going to cut a slither, I think, from the top here. This one. Okay, that one's fine. I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah. Just check this is all straight. That's one. Okay, so we want the same size roughly for this one, and I wanted to keep this sort of image really. Might have to forego the blue butterfly, I think. So let's have a look. What we could do. So that's not going. Yeah, that will be fine if we go for this. So if we go for marking it there and marking it there and here, and then we can use that piece with the blue butterfly for something else. Now I've got to find my mark. This paper is not the same as the Country Diary of Edith Holden paper. Where did that go? I think it's there. Right. Okay. It's much thinner, so that's a nice piece to use. Waste not, want not. Yes, I hope you're all doing well and having a good week so far, whatever you're doing, keeping safe and well. Okay, so that needs just to slither off, so I think we'll take a bit more off the bottom, just a tiny bit. Better to keep checking and cut sort of tiny bits off at a time than to cut too much off at once. I just want to see if this is straight actually. This was on that bend, wasn't it? Yeah, I didn't think it was straight. Okay, let's have a look. So, right, so we've got a little bit more showing either side of that one. So that these are the same size, so that, yeah, so maybe we'll just take a tiny slither off of this. This is where the mark originally was, so like so, just so that they're more or less the same. Doesn't matter, there's no rule to say they have to be. It just seems to be a bit left, more of a gap that side. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, right, so I'm going to use the vintage photo and round these pieces, and then we'll stick them down and look for something to put on them. I'm going to round the corners, but we want to stick this all down first. I must say the summer folio is taking me much longer than the other two. I've done winter and I've done spring, so we've still got autumn. And I'm now over 450 subscribers, so I'm slowly creeping up to the 500 subscriber mark, where, as I said, I want to do a giveaway to reach 500 subscribers, and the winner will win one of these folios of their choice, so they can pick either spring, summer, winter or autumn, or fall, as you say overseas. Because this is thin paper, I'm going to use the Beacon 3-in-1 because I don't want it to buckle, and I think it will with the Cosmic Shimmer or the Kalau Tacky. Those are the only other glues I have apart from my glue stick. I'm not keen on using a glue stick for these type of projects, for big pieces. I don't mind if it's for collaging pieces, like for my 52-week Marguerite Miller collage challenge that I'm doing. I don't mind for that, but I really don't like doing it for these projects, just in case the glue stick doesn't stick forever, kind of thing. Some glue sticks have a tendency to dry out and everything sort of comes up. It's just me. I'm a bit paranoid about things, you know, giving things away or selling them to people and then find that half of it's all coming undone and loose and all that sort of thing. That's my big fear. Yeah. So I like the Beacon 3-in-1 too, because you get a little bit of wiggle room to manoeuvre. And you know, you can see I'm not using my glue mat or my glue book. So that's those. So let's pin this glue. Got a big lump of glue on this pin because I lost the lid. It fell on the floor under the desk, and even though I pulled the desk out and I've had a good old look, I can't find it. So I'm using a pin. Okay, so we want a corner rounder, which I've now hidden behind here. And I'm going to use the 10mm corner. I think you have a smoother kind of transition in and out of these pockets with rounded corners, especially if it's vellum. Vellum's quite, you know, fragile, but it's quite I think easy to crease and bend and even tear with anything too sharp. Right, so those are our, so let's have a look at the back. We may want to do a tiny, and I'll get some of my glue book out, these pages that fell out of it, so we'll use those, and we will just do a little bit of we use Tim Holtz Flourish, and I'm just going to use my Wild Honey Distress ink for this one, just to give it have a bit of because we've used the vintage photo on the vellum pocket, so it's just a little bit of interest in the corners, just a tiny bit. And this is lovely, this wild honey. I really like the colour of it, so I think that's probably enough for that one. So as I say, it's just, you know, a little extra bit of interest on that piece there. And I'm just using my dauber, as you can see. I have got my makeup brushes, but when it's only a tiny area that I'm doing, and I'll pin that back up there, that is enough. I'm just going to go around the back. I don't think I distressed the back of these. It just doesn't look like I did, let's put it that way. We just go around with a light edging. Like that. Okay. Right, so we decide which one's going in which, and we want some words, don't we? I think would be nice on these. Let's have a look. I've got my Ideology Tim Holtz words, either black or white. Not sure these are going to look nice on them, really. See if there's the word I like first of all. Well, there's sunshine, that would be quite nice. So these are sticky. I'm just going to hold this on because I would back it onto something. I think it's a bit harsh, that black. Let me look at the white, because we've got beautiful here. We can make that grunged. So I think we'll use beautiful. And we've got delightful. We have, let's have a look, inspire, that would be nice. Sunshine we've used on this one. Okay, right, let's think what we're going to put these behind. So let's find some. I've got my tray with all the stuff in that I'm using for these folios. Well, each season I'm kind of changing it over. So let's see if I've got any collagey bits of paper in these. Let's have a look. Let's see what should we collage behind with this folder full of all sorts. Some music paper I think would be nice, wouldn't it? So I'm sure I have a scrap in here somewhere. Let's see. I should have got this out ready. See, I'm never totally 100% prepared, am I? There's some music paper. That's a nice colour. Okay, let's just use some of this, and we can, so I don't want it too big. I might only need one piece actually. Let's just make that a bit smaller. And maybe take that straight edge off there, just a slither. Okay. going to distress around this. So I am thinking, what size is that word? Beautiful is quite wide, so let's take that down just a bit. So we will stick that onto there like that, I think. So okay, so that will stick on there, so we'll grungy that up. Let's get this out like that, so you can't really tell. And we'll put that there, I think. Or it can go down here, that's better, isn't it? So we'll put it down there, and we'll put a tiny bit of this webbing behind. So let's have a look. Like that, just enough for it to be able to go in and out of the pocket. Okay, let's put that down. Sounds like Paddy Dog's eating his breakfast. He is funny. He has dry food, you know. We don't give him wet food. The odd time we buy him a pate, dog pate I think it is, and he will have that as a treat, but that's just, I don't know, a couple of times a month for one meal. But he has his all-in-one dry, and we've got more than one variety, so it's not going to get too boring for him, because believe it or not, he can be very fussy. And he's very strange. He'll leave it till the very end of the day when we're going to bed to decide to eat, or he will get up and wait for everyone to start doing whatever they're doing, and then he'll eat. So that's beautiful on that one. I've got to put a tab on. So beautiful, and let's see what else. What else did I say? I just found another word, didn't I? Which I liked. We said inspire would be quite nice. Yeah, I think I'll go with my inspire. I'm just looking to see how big that is. So don't need that. And I think that's going to be, where is it? Here. I think that's fine. There. Yeah, so he's not like some dogs where he goes and eats his food immediately that you put it down. He leaves it, as I say, to the beginning or the end of the day, and then decides to eat it then. So we just leave it down for him. It's a bit like when we had our cats, because they used to like to eat little and often, and they would just like it left down, and you know, we would then let them choose when they wanted it. Want that there, or should we have that over this side? I think we'll have it this side here. And take the word off, and this time I'll grunge it up before I stick it down. So okay, so just the edges, and then I will stick it on here like so, and then just gently daub it over with the dauber so it blends in a bit better. And let's get this one down. I'm sure he thinks he's a cat because he was a puppy and we already had our cats when he came to live with us, and he was a tiny little 8-week-old puppy, and I'm pretty sure he thought they were siblings, you know. They tolerated him, you know what cats are like. Told him off when he needed it. And he, you know how cats wash their faces, they lick their paws and then rub it all around their eyes and around their ears and everything. He does that. So we always tease him and say he thinks he's a cat. Right, there. So that's those. Okay. Let's see if we've got a number we can put on or something at the top. Now, box of tricks. Let's have a look. So, I mean, we could put an Edith Holden number on, I guess. I do keep those. That's nice. I like that. I've got that one there. Just like those. They're nice. Oh, this is nice. Oh, maybe we'll put that on. Okay. Just going to trim round this one because it's got a little frame round it. It's like a ticket. So it's got the ticket punched edges around the corners. If that makes any sense. So I think that would go nicely there. And let's use this Kalau tacky. I'm not putting it on anything, I just want to put it there. Now that takes a while to actually adhere, so we have to leave that there to dry. Okay, that's one. Put these words away. Where do I want this? Maybe here on that side, I think. Yeah, I have to go over the dragonfly wings, but I'll leave it so that the wing is peering out of the top of that, like that. Right, there we have it. So now we need to just get a couple of tabs, so I'll just get my tabs down. Managed to wedge them in on the shelf. So let's see, do we want one of Violet's tabs, her whale tails. And also what we have to think about is, let's take those bits. Now I've got bits. Let's bring back the journal, and we want to decide which one's going into which side, because that will denote. So say we have this one in here. Just see what they look like actually. So that's just given that a bit of interest on that side. That looks pretty, doesn't it? I think in there. I like that. So we can, I think that's very pretty, like so. Which side? So that would mean the tab would be that side. Now, what side is best? I think the tab's better that side on that one, and that side on that one. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so we want 2 tabs. So Violet made these whale tail tabs, so we have that one there, just got the yellow on it. That would be nice, I think, because it fits in. So let's give that a good fold down there. Okay. I just want that to sit there like that, about halfway up. So it would help, Susan, if you glued the other side as well. I don't know how you expect it to stay with no glue. Being a silly person again today, aren't I? Becoming a trend this month. March Madness, I'm going to call it. I have March Madness. I will get that off with the rubber afterwards. Just want that to dry, so that's one. And we want on this side, so let's find one. I think that fits in nicely. These are very handy. I think Violet made these with a die cut machine. I don't know what one she has, but she must have a whale tail tab die, I'd say. And these are made out of not Edith Holden pages, but some other botanical. So this is going to go that way round. So we want to put the back on. Okay, so I'm going to pop it around about there. I think like that. Let's give that a press. So do you have March Madness? They do have a saying over here, mad as a March hare. That's obviously me this month. Okay, so that's going to be it for today. Well, I'm not saying all for today. See how much time I have later. I've got to go to work now. So I'm going to wait for those to dry, but basically we've strengthened the pockets with some nice summer themed washi from Bluebell Hill. I think it's Bluebell Hill Crafts, but I'll link her shop below, so don't worry. And we've made these, let's get those old bits of paper out of the way, made these 2 journal cards to go inside them. There we are. Okay, so let's pin the glue down. I hope you enjoyed that, and look, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you all again soon for another episode, I think. Bye bye.